Good afternoon to you. This is David Bergeron with Balance and Tribe, Body, Mind, and Spirit. Got an interesting topic for you, or at least kind of interesting how this one came about. Now, so what makes you angry? And is it worth it? Something to consider. I mentioned before in different videos that not too much actually gets me riled up anymore, and I'm kind of grateful for that. But I wasn't for sure how much it really played a factor until today. And let me read a couple of quotes here to kind of set this in. This is one. First one is contributed to Winston Churchill. A man is about as big as the things that make him angry. Okay, a man is about as big as the things that make him angry. And the second one is attributed to Abraham Lincoln. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. You can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. Now, the way I interpret these, this is my interpretation. Since I didn't write these, I can't tell you exactly what they mean, but I can give you my interpretation. I kind of view it as, do you let the little stuff bother you? If you have a little issue with the computer, do you blow up and get mad about it? If someone cuts you off in traffic or someone does something stupid, I'll say they're being stupid, they're being an idiot, sometimes being an asshole, do you let that get to you? And when I mentioned that not too much gets me riled up, this has been a side effect, if you will, of balancing the triad. I work on my body, my mind, and spirit, because I didn't necessarily purposely go out and do this. But today, probably most of you know I've done horse shows where I offer my services for horse and rider. I did one a couple weeks ago, and the way things worked out, I was able to leave my booth set up, which would save me about 6 hours of having to break it down and clean it and set it back up. So I went over today. Go over to just set them things up because the show starts tomorrow, and I'll notice something's wrong with one of my canopies. I got a clip I hold on there. The clip is on the wrong canopy, and the side's lifted up. I asked around the facilities manager, see if anything happened in place. He's not nothing he knows of. I go in my booth, I start looking around and realize someone's been inside my canopy. They'd actually go inside. One of the tablecloths was flapped back to where they pulled under. I had a storage container in there with my shop bag in it. The lid was off and set on top of this rolling stool. You couldn't do that on its own. And finally, I looked around and realized, I go, shit, they stole my RV mat. And yes, I did actually say that out loud there. I got a little twist of it. RV mat, the 9x12 RV mats. I put everything inside because they're dust. And so whoever it was, which they think it might be homeless, they're having an issue with the homeless over there, stole my mat, got inside my booth, went through my stuff, and stole my mat. And yes, that was about as angry as I got. And I'm surprised, still surprised, I'm not more ticked off at it, which I'm kind of surprised about. It's like someone came in, violated my stuff. And there's a huge difference between this and actually having your house broken into, money and different, more so that has financial value to it stolen. I completely understand that. But even then, still on this small scale, still the idea someone came into my area and stole something from me. But I realize it's really didn't affect me. It's like I almost want to be angrier than I am, but yet I'm not. And this is one thing, as I was thinking about this as I was driving home, just like same thing, a guy had his great, I'm having trouble talking to you today. The brake lights were on, but no turn signal. So I had to hit the brakes really hard because it wasn't turn signal. A little irritated, like, man, dude, drove around him, but that didn't bother me. And again, this is when I started thinking about it on the way home, driving through. I'm going, it's interesting how this stuff doesn't make me mad. It irks me a little bit, yeah, absolutely, especially when someone steals something from me. So apparently, they need it more than I did. But I'm not pissed. I'm not irritated. I'm not hanging on to it, which goes back to those quotes from Churchill and Lincoln. Is realizing, do you let all the little stuff in your life bother you? Do you let have an issue with the computer, someone with traffic, a coworker or something? Do you let those things bother you? Or do you let those things go? Because if you let that negativity in your life, it plays a huge factor, as we talked about in previous videos. Your subconscious mind takes in everything you do, and which in turn has a higher effect over your entire life. So back to the original topic. Ponder this. This is a question I would like you to really think about. If you feel comfortable with it, let me know in the comments about it. What makes you angry? And find out, do you need the little stuff to do? And then you find out, is it worth it to you? There's a trade-off there. There is a trade-off. Your health, your body, mind, and spirit health, your physical, mental, emotional health, your peace of mind, Is it worth hanging on to the anger? Is it worth getting mad over something so inconsequential? I'm saying that word right. Ponder that one through. So that's the topic for the day of balancing the triad. Ponder that, think about it, and let me know your thoughts on that topic. Because again, I just realized on the way home that this isn't something I really did necessarily on purpose. It just seems to be a side effect of balancing the triad. All right, so take care. We'll catch you tomorrow, and bouncing to you. Bye-bye.